As part of Creole Week 2024, Creole Headbeat features cultural stalwart Michael Farrell and his band live on Wednesday, October 24th from 11 a.m. on DBS Radio from the Northern Cultural Village of Peelbush. He's presently a senior cultural officer in the Division of Culture in Dominica and possesses an unparalleled traditional cultural skill set. Michael Farrell and band will also be live on DBS Radio Facebook page and YouTube channel. Join the Creole Headbeat this Wednesday, October 23rd on your nation station DBS Radio from 11 a.m. Sponsored by DigiCell. Creole Headbeat, connecting Dominica to its history. Creole Headbeat, a front row seat into the culture of Dominica.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, 7 participants to go in search of the 2024 National Miss WARP Duet title on Wednesday. In the news from the region, Suriname becomes the newest member of the World Bank's IDA, and internationally, over 1,000 UK prisoners get early release to ease the prison crisis. The details of these stories and more coming up next.
DBS News.
First off, 7 participants will vie for the 2024 National Miss WARP Duet title. The National Miss WARP Duet pageant, which is organized by Cultural Division, will take place on Wednesday, October 23rd at the Massac Indoor Facility from 8 p.m. Acting Chief Cultural Officer is Olsen Matthew.
We are in the heat of the independence season, and it's from one event to the next. We just had a very successful Heritage Day celebration at Lapland on Sunday, and Wednesday the 23rd is the National Miss WARP Duet pageant at the Old Mill Cultural Center at 8 p.m. As you've heard, we have 7 young ladies vying for that prestigious title. Miss Ciara Andrew from Monrachet, Miss Estacia Laville from Warner, Miss Jacilia Jacob from Peebush, Miss Heidi Ellick from Granby, Miss Bianca Thomas from Massac, Miss Treasure Anthony from Kinfield, and Miss Zoraida Luis from Soufriere. I want to also wish the beautiful, intelligent young ladies the best of luck and encourage the communities to come out in large numbers to support.
And that was Acting Chief Cultural Officer Olsen Matthew. And CEO of Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism Marva Williams is confident a new winter campaign for Dominica will result in an early increase in stay-over arrivals over the next year. The campaign, dubbed Dominica, Your Winter Getaway, where nature and adventure awaits you, was officially launched today and will run throughout the winter season, targeting the North American market. It will offer special promotions, including curated packages with accommodations, tours, activities, and ground transportations.
As CEO of Discover Dominica Authority, I invite North American travelers and the world to experience Dominica's breathtaking beauty and adventures. Our winter campaign offers unique, immersive experiences for couples, families, friends, and groups. With strategic partnerships and promotions like Pay for 4, Stay for 5, we deliver exceptional value. I am confident that this will boost arrivals and enhance our brand visibility, solidifying Dominica as a top winter escape. See you soon in Dominica, the nature island of the Caribbean.
And that was CEO of Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism Marva Williams. And a number of projects geared towards improving the landscape of Roseau will get underway soon. A parliamentary representative for the Roseau Central constituency, Melissa Poppon-Skerritt, says amongst the developments to begin soon will be the Roseau Enhancement Project and Infrastructure Road Project. Mrs. Skerritt says the aim is to turn Roseau into a vibrant modern city whilst preserving its cultural essence.
The upcoming Roseau Enhancement Infrastructure Road Project will modernize our capital's road network, improving both functionality and beauty. And it's not just about roads and economic growth. It is part of our broader vision that includes improving the housing landscape. Look out for our upcoming housing initiatives designed to benefit Roseau as well. We are committed to rehabilitating traditional homes in and around the city, preserving their integrity and historical significance, while providing our citizens with safe and comfortable living spaces. As you have heard, the Prime Minister announced recently 20 million for housing initiatives, which will support structural repairs, the addition of modern washrooms and the installation of windows and doors, and the construction of new homes across Dominica. These efforts will begin in the upcoming weeks. And of course, the delegation from Saudi Arabia, I know that there's a special trip you made this time so that we can start fast-tracking our project for the roads enhancement. I deeply appreciate your steadfast interest in moving this project along. It's very dear to my heart, and so I'm excited that we can start this in a few weeks. We are also completing the rehabilitation of the former Dominica Club site, restoring a valuable recreational space in our city. And once finished, it will be a hub for sports and community engagement, offering activities like tennis, pickleball, skating, and badminton.
And that was a parliamentary representative for the Roseau Central constituency, Melissa Bobbin-Scarrett. And a new manager of the Community Hostel Inc., Grotto Home for the Homeless, Annie St. Luce, says she is committed to modernizing and improving the quality of care being provided at the institution. St. Luce formerly served as director of the Dominica Infirmary. She is also making an appeal to the Dominican public to donate to the institution.
I believe that I have the capacity and the capability of leading this institution. My previous post before this was as director of the Dominica Infirmary for about 7 years. And so I believe that I have the experience and the expertise to lead Grotto at this time. It is my hope that during my tenure, we can bring a little more structure to the institution, modernize the institution a bit more, and improve on the service that we provide to our residents. And during my tenure as well, I hope that we can get more of the community, the Dominican public, as well as the diaspora involved in terms of helping maintain the community hostel. As we know, it is a non-profit organization, and so we do not generate any money. We actually rely on the good citizens of Dominica. Our biggest donor is the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica, who gives us an annual subvention. But of course, with the increased cost of living and the types of needs that our residents possess at the Grotto, we would of course need the support of the Dominican public as well as Dominicans living overseas.
St. Luce says amongst the critical needs of the institution are medical beds.
If I were to list our most critical needs, beds, medicated beds, and mattresses for our residents. Right now, what we have, they have served their time, they have been used for many years, and we are really in need of beds and mattresses. Of course, wheelchairs are a need right now for us, as well as some medical equipment like nebulizers and so on, since we're trying our best to equip our nurses' office so that it's functional and that we can provide certain levels of care to our residents. So of course we would really need food stuff, tin stuff, dry goods that we could feed and care for residents properly. I would really also like to appeal to our farmers for local produce, ground provisions, and so on that we could feed our residents. I would say that I am hopeful for what the future holds for Community Hostel Inc. I hope that during my tenure I could make an impact and implement some change and improve on what already exists.
And that was the manager of the Community Hostel Inc., Grotto Home for the Homeless, Annie St. Luce. And the Rotary Club of Dominica has presented scholarships to 3 students of the Dominica State College. The scholarship presentations were made to Devon St. Rose, Ian Peer, and Nigel George at a ceremony today and are valued at $1,500 annually. Sergeant at Arms of the Rotary Club of Dominica, Annie Edwards.
Devon St. Rose, he's from the Faculty of Applied Arts and Sciences, and his field of study is an associate degree in building and civil engineering. Ian Pierre is awarded the scholarship in the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and his field of study is associate degree in accounting. And Nigel George is from Portsmouth, and I must congratulate him. He was our top contender. He's in the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and his field of study is an associate degree in agricultural science. The scholarship is an annual award of $1,500. So one thing we have to emphasize to the students is that at the end of the school year, you contact the Rotary Club, because sometimes students forget to do that and they don't come during the second year. So to maintain the scholarship, you must pass all courses and maintain a grade point average of 3.00 or higher. You must display good behavior and good character. Renewal of the scholarship is at the discretion of the Rotary Club of Dominica.
And that was the Sergeant at Arms of the Rotary Club of Dominica, Annie Edwards. And in our feature segment of this evening's news, Portersville fisherman Dave Tulaw, aka Laye, is passionate about fishing. He operates from the Rosa Fisheries Complex and has made fishing his livelihood over the last 25 years. We visited Laye at the Rosa Fisheries Complex early this morning to hear from him. As a fisherman, Dave Tulaw, aka Laye, is our feature on the evening news. We do apologize for that insert here, but of course we're going to take a break and then we're going to go to our news from the region and international.
Are you ready? Dominica invites the world to celebrate the biggest and most anticipated music festival in the Caribbean 2024, October 25 to 27 at the Windsor Park Stadium in Roseau. 3 nights, one stage, non-stop action. Get your ticket now at dominicafestivals.com or purchase locally at Bullseye Pharmacy or the Peck Scholar Lab. Dominica's World Renowned Music Festival in 2024. October 25 to 27. Create memories, rejuvenate, exhilarate in excitement, music and dance. Presented by the government of Dominica through the Discover Dominica Authority. DBS News.
And welcome back. Now news from the region. Suriname has become an official member of the World Bank Groups of International Development Association, or IDA, making a significant milestone in the Dutch-speaking Caribbean community or CARICOM countries' development journey. The IDA, which provides grants and low-interest loans to low-income countries, has been a transformative force in the Caribbean, addressing the unique challenges of small states. Under an expanded small states exception, Suriname can now access International Development Association resources due to its economic and environmental vulnerabilities. The World Bank said support from the IDA will be an instrumental area in helping Suriname strengthen and invest in key areas such as economic diversification, disaster risk management, and community-based initiatives. And internationally, the UK today began the early release of a second tranche of 1,000 prisoners. The releases come as the government launches a review of sentencing to tackle the prison crisis. The review will consider options for tougher non-custodial punishments for some convicted criminals to ensure prison space is available to incarcerate dangerous offenders. The early release scheme has seen some so-called non-violent offenders who have complied with certain conditions released after serving 40% of their sentence instead of the usual 50%. Those excluded from early release include sex offenders and anyone convicted of serious violent offenses serving 4 or more years. Well, this brings us to the end of this evening's news. Up next is sports.
As part of Creole Week 2024, Creole Headbeat features cultural stalwart Michael Farrell and his band live on Wednesday, October 24th from 11 a.m. on DBS Radio from the Northern Cultural Village of Peelbush. He's presently a senior cultural officer in the Division of Culture in Dominica and possesses an unparalleled traditional cultural skill set. Michael Farrell and band will also be live on DBS Radio Facebook page and YouTube channel. Join the Creole Headbeat this Wednesday, October 23rd on your nation station DBS Radio from 11 a.m. Sponsored by DG Cell. Creole Headbeat, connecting Dominica to its history. Creole Headbeat, a front row seat into the culture of Dominica.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
And welcome to your DBS Evening Sports for today, October 22nd, 2024.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
And first off, in our sports this evening here, Dominica has seen its world ranking drop by 2 places following the recently concluded ECCB International Netball Series in St. Lucia. Dominica had a disappointing showing, winning just 3 matches in the tournament, and their world ranking has dropped to 44 after starting the tournament at 42. There are 48 countries in the world rankings. Dominica remains ranked ahead of Canada, Israel, Tanzania, and Switzerland. Meantime, Australia is the number 1 ranked team, followed by England, New Zealand, Jamaica, and South Africa. St. Vincent, who won the International Netball Series, are ranked at 17. And former West Indies player John Campbell is back playing competitive cricket after serving a near 2-year ban for breaching anti-doping rules. Campbell has been named the captain of the Jamaica Scorpions for the upcoming CG United Regional 50 Over Cricket Tournament. The tournament gets underway in Trinidad next week. Campbell, who played 20 test matches for the West Indies, was suspended for an anti-doping whereabouts violation in 2022. Campbell says it has been tough missing out for the last 2 years.
It's been pretty difficult. I mean, I grew up playing cricket, and I've been playing professionally for some years now. So for me, for being away from the game in 2 years, it was really tough. I mean, it's good that I had family close to me. So even though it got tough, sometimes they supported me 100%. I have to give kudos to our Weeper. They definitely stuck with me throughout the entire process, and even when basically I thought of giving up, they told me to push through and that the appeal will go in our favor. So they always believe in our reduction, and they stuck with me. So I have to give thanks for them sticking through with me all through that period of time. Yeah. It was just something that happened. I mean, I've done numerous amount of tests at home, but it was just a different circumstance. So I mean, it's been tough. It's 2 years from playing. I mean, I just felt like I was getting into my groove, but everything happens for a reason, so I'm here now to play cricket again.
And that was Jamaican Scorpions captain John Campbell. Campbell will have West Indies batsman Kirk Mackenzie as his vice-captain. 2 newcomers were named in the 14-man squad, who are Tamari Redwood and O'Dane McCarthy. The rest of the squad is Javel Glenn, Jermaine Blackwood, Brad Barnes, Romaine Morris, Odine Smith, Markino Mendeley, O.J. Shields, Gordon Bryan, Javier Royal, and Carlos Brown. Jamaica will open their campaign on October 30th against the Barbados Pride at the Brian Lara Academy. And 3 Dominicans have been named in the Windward Islands Volcanoes team for the upcoming Regional Super 50 Overs tournament, which gets underway next week. Kavim Hodge, Gillan Tyson and Stephen Pascal will form part of the team which was announced last night. The squad will be led by Sunil Ambrus. Ambrus takes over the captaincy from Alec Athenes, who became unavailable due to international cricketing duties. The Volcanoes' first game will be a day and night game next week Tuesday against the Guyana Happy Eagles. The full Windward team is Sunil Ambrus, who is the captain, Ryan John, Jeremy Solanzo, Shamar Springer, Dylan Douglas, Kavim Hodge, Stephen Pascal, Shadrach Descarte, Desron Maloney, Gillan Tyson, Jonelle Eugene, Daryl Cyrus, Kenneth Demba, and Darius Martin. The team will be coached by Kenroy Peters, with former West Indies player Carlton Ball as the assistant coach. Liam Sebastian is team manager. And West Indies wicket-keeper batsman Joshua Da Silva has been named the captain of the Trinidad Red Force team as they look to retain their title for the upcoming regional Super 50 Overs tournament. Da Silva is replacing last year's winnings captain Darren Bravo, who is not included in the team. Carey Peer has been named his deputy. The Trinidad team is Joshua Da Silva as captain, Carey Peer, vice captain, Amir Django, Jason Mohammed, Jaid Gooley, Tion Webster, Brian Charles, Kijon Otley, Isaiah Rajar, Terence Hines, Anderson Phillip, Yannick Karaya, Mark Dayal, and Joshua James. And West Indies captain Shai Hope says the team has put the disappointments of the first ODI behind them and are focused on the task at hand of drawing level in their series with Sri Lanka. The Windies will meet Sri Lanka in the second ODI on Wednesday. First ball is at 5 a.m. Hope says the team has had some time to reflect.
Some drawing board prep. We know exactly what's in front of us. We have to play the next game like a final. We see where we are in terms of the rankings of the world stage, and we got to find ways to get better and improve quickly. Having said that, we got to make sure we take each game at a time, and seeing what happened in the previous game, we got to look at the learnings that we can find there, understand how we need to improve in terms of our bowling and batting. So I think we got our work cut out. The conversations that we've had over the last 48 hours or so has been pretty good, and I think that we're in a good headspace to bounce back on Wednesday. We know that their main threat would be the spin. Obviously, we got to look at the power play. We need to see how we need to attack the power play, and then how we going to attack their spinners. Put them under pressure in some way. If we got to play different shots, if we got to look at different scoring areas, push a little bit harder to make them think. If we just allow them to set and bowl, then they're going to be all over us. So as a team, as a batting group, we got to ensure we put a lot more pressure on their bowlers so we can give ourselves the best chance to get big scores on the board.
And that was West Indies captain Shai Hope. Meantime, West Indies bowling coach James Franklin says the guys have to become more disciplined as they head into their next ODI with Sri Lanka.
We probably weren't as good with our execution with the ball. I think that'll be a general reflection. Is that I think going into the next game we can be a lot better with our execution of our links particularly. And look, yeah, we're 1-0 down in this 3-game series. We've got a couple of days now to reflect and work on where our improvements lie going into this next game here in Kandy. We know what surface we're going to get. It's going to be a very similar surface again. So look, we're going to prep well today, tomorrow, and make sure that we're a little bit better with our execution or better with our execution with the ball. And I think from a batting point of view, we just need to show good intent against these Sri Lankan spinners. They're high quality spinners. We know that in this part of the world, having a good batting game or a good strategy, a good method against spin bowling from a batting point of view goes a long way, and being able to execute that. And yeah, it comes down to us being confident with our method and executing it on the day and putting Sri Lanka under pressure both with bat and ball.
And that was West Indies bowling coach James Franklin. And the D-Treads Tito Gorge Splashes Nature Boy and captain Jelani Robinson says he's happy with the moves made in the player draft as his team looks to improve on their showing in the upcoming edition of the Dream 11 Nature Isle T10 tournament. The Splashers made a splash in the player draft as they revamped the squad ahead of the tournament, which gets underway in December. The Splashers, who finished in last place in the 5th edition, managed to snap up Delani Alexander with the first pick in the draft and added St. Vincent fast bowler Ryan Williams to their lineup, which includes Barbados all-rounder Kadam Alain and St. Vincent all-rounder Dylan Douglas.
Well, honestly, we came with a plan because we basically had our lineup set up from 1 to 11 and we were just fitting in slots. So pretty much what we wanted, we got, to be very honest. We knew from day one that we were going to get Delaney. So that was a big plus. And then coming to the draft, we had a short idea of who we were going to get. So I think it worked out well for us.
All right, I think it worked out well. Let's look at Delani Alexander because that's a big steal, taking him away from the Valley Hikers. What does he bring to your squad?
I wouldn't call it a steal. I just call it that's what franchise cricket is about. That was set up behind the scenes long. I think outside, Delaney saves about 15-20 runs in the field. That you cannot question in terms of his fielding. He has been bowling the new ball in tournament from the inception and doing pretty well. And now he packs a punch. But I think there's certain characters you need in a dressing room. And he's definitely one of those characters you need in terms of positivity for sure.
All right, and finally, based on the players that you selected and what transpired last year, confidence must be very high that you can turn things around this time around.
Yeah, cricket played on the day, but in terms of our setup and what we're looking at, I think we're in a good position because we knew exactly what we're looking for and we know everybody's role even from today. So I think that is a plus. That's something we maybe never had before in terms of clarity, role clarity. So I think definitely we're in a good space.
And that was a Detroit Tito Gorge Splashers, Nature Boy and Captain Jelani Robinson. The Splashers team is Jelani Robinson, Kadam Alain, Delani Alexander, Dylan Douglas, Daniel Dupini, Shalon George, Edmund Moranci, Sherwin Labasier, Lex McGlaw, Jamie James, Ryan Williams, Jeremy Isaac, and Bryce Robinson. The Splashers will also have Amia Gilbert and Shaniqua Nelson attached to their franchise. They are coached by Mervyn Thomas and managed by Gabrielle Robinson and McDowell Paul. The 6th edition of the Dream 11 Nature ILT10 tournament gets underway December 7th at Windsor Park. Well, this brings us to the end of this evening's news and sports. A special thanks to the DBS News and Sports team and Link personnel, Ivona John Baptist Luge.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
You're listening to DBS Radio. We thank Flow for sponsoring the DBS Evening Sports Report. Stay tuned. Coming up shortly, we'll have the Community Bulletin Board. We will start off with the death announcements on the Community Bulletin Board. And this evening, we have 2 death announcements. We announce the death of Lon Aldif Polidor Niroye, age 75, of Benz, who resided at 15th Street, Kinfield. She died on Thursday, 26 September, at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Barbados. She was the mother of 3 daughters, Lillian Polidor Williams, Ernie Polidor Regis, Erica Polidor. She will also be remembered by her grandchildren Danielle Polidor Paul, Hope Williams, sons-in-law Ian Williams and Ian Regis, sisters Elaine Benjamin in the United Kingdom, Magdalene Joseph in St. Croix and Letitia Roye in Benz, nieces Marlene and Nina Benjamin and Ali Felix in the United Kingdom, Cassandra Alexander and Anthea Roye in Canada, Maymer, Vanier, and Susan Lee Hopkins in the United States, Merle, Daphne, and Agatha. Nephews Matthew and Elvin Benjamin in the United Kingdom, Peter Liebert in Canada, Michael Hopkins and Matthew Benjamin in the United States. Josiah Dupuy, Michael and Mervyn Roye, sisters and brothers-in-law, including Sonia Bimbler and Sharon Felix, and Marcella Seraphine. Tony Balford in Tobago, Mary and Corinthia Polidor. Others, Dr. Corinthia Fabian Dupuy in Barbados, the Roye family in Bands and Aunts de May, Dupuy family of Bands, Bonte family in Thibault, extended family and friends. Jefferson Telemac, Don Corriette, Stanley Prosper, and Medard Leblanc, Alice and Alex James, Alford Francois, Miguel Hill and family, Nurse Cynthia Shaw, Avon Paul and family, Charlotte George, Rose, Chevelle and their families in Vickers, Dolores Gregoire and family, residents of 15th Street, Kinfield, Virio Murillo and other friends in Barbados, grand nieces and nephews or the relatives and friends at home and abroad. The body of the late Lon Aldif Polidor Neroye of Bands, who resided at 15th Street, Kinfield, can be viewed from 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday, 23rd October, at the St. Martin de Porres Roman Catholic Church in Kinfield. The funeral mass will take place at 2 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Roseau Roman Catholic Cemetery. And we announce the death of Linus Daniel, better known as Lennox, age 64 of Boetica, who resided on Kennedy Avenue in Roseau. He was a former employee at the Botanic Gardens and, at the time of his passing, a security officer for First Wolf Security Services Limited. He died on Friday, 20th September at his residence. He was the father of Abigail Danielle. He will also be remembered by his mother, the mother of his daughter, Hyacinth, siblings Josephine, Celia, Joycelyn, Heather, Christine, Janice, Gerald, and Catherine. Cousins Evelyn and Margaret of Boetica, many other relatives and friends, names too numerous to mention. The funeral service of the late Linus Daniel, better known as Lennox of Boetica, who resided on Kennedy Avenue in Roseau, will take place at 2 p.m. on Thursday, 24th October at the Roseau Seventh-day Adventist Church and will be followed by interment at the Roseau Public Cemetery. The management and staff of the Dominica Broadcasting Corporation extend deepest condolences to the family of the late Lon Aldif Polidor Neroye, age 75 of Bands, who resided at 15th Street, Kinfield, and Linus Daniel, better known as Lennox, age 64 of Boetica, who resided on Kennedy Avenue in Roseau. Stay tuned for the general announcements on the Community Bulletin Board. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economies, Emergency Agricultural Livelihoods and Climate Resilience Project informs contractors and interested bidders wishing to submit proposals for design and build for rehabilitation and construction of both slipways at Saint-Sauveur, Stowe and Scotshead of a site visit on Wednesday, 23rd October. Proposers and contractors should assemble at the Saint-Sauveur Fisheries Landing site for 10 a.m. For further details, please contact the Project Management Unit Office at telephone number 266-3998 or 275-1957. Prior to the Creole Festival, National Pest and Termite Control will be carrying out fogging operation in Roseau Central from the West Bridge to the Newtown Savannah on Thursday, 24th October from 5 a.m. This operation is done to help in lessening the population of all adult mosquitoes and biting midges. Residents are asked to leave all doors and windows open to allow the smoke to enter their premises. Persons suffering from asthma, bronchitis, and other respiratory diseases are asked to stay in a safely locked room until the operation is over. Please note that changes can be made to the schedule for various reasons. This independent season, the National Bank of Dominica Limited invites all Dominicans returning home to experience NBD's Diaspora Kai, a dedicated space just for you. Enjoy convenience, comfort, and a range of banking services, including customer information, file updates, account openings, and more banking updates, wire transfers, loan applications, and more. Wherever you are, NBD is here with you. Visit Diaspora Kai and let NBD make your banking experience as smooth as your journey home. NBD, always there for you. People from Soufriere, Scottsdale, and Gallia wishing to attend the Miss Wop Duet pageant on Wednesday, 23rd October are to take note of the following transportation arrangements. Buses driven by Jacques Claude, better known as Donkey, and Lindal, better known as Be Nice, will leave the Soufriere bus stop on Canal at 7 p.m. Go and show your support. And the family of the late Byron Charles, better known as Biggie of Bolum Grand Bay, would like to express a heartfelt thank you to everyone who supported them during their passing and bereavement of their loved one. To everyone who called, sent messages, cards, email, or came in person, your presence and support is greatly appreciated and will be remembered.
A big difference. C'est une grande célébration La Place Roseau. It's a day for awards, rewards, and prizes. This official ceremony takes place on Saturday, October 26th from 8 a.m. Organized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Business, Trade and Energy in collaboration with the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports, and Community Development. Fait 7 ou pas matché. C'est La Place nous, c'est pays nous, c'est cadeau nous. Come witness awards, rewards, and prizes to vendors, farmers, and butchers for their service rendered through 2024. Awards for the best dressed stall, best and most outstanding non-national vendor or farmer, most improved vendor or farmer, best dressed vendor, best dressed customer. Tout le monde bien habillé in their nice dandan and their tête cassée bien penchée dashing kakoui de fig. Kokoi di pas jodi, no, not today. Come celebrate Market Day for big difference. Come buy, come celebrate. Vini gagner toute provision avec véritable. Way, come enjoy the rainbow of tout bakay Dominique. Saturday, 26 October. Come celebrate our 46th anniversary of independence under the theme Pay Nu, Kado Nu, our country, our gift.
The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development and the Cultural Division present a Night of Creole Elegance and Splendor. It's the 2024 National Miss Wop Duet Pageant. On Wednesday, October 23rd, 7 young ladies will vie for the title from 8 p.m. Come see Ciara Andrew from Mon Rachet, Extasia Laville from Warner, Jasilia Jacob from Paybush, Heidi Ellick from Grand Bay, Bianca Thomas from Massac, Treasure Anthony from Canefield, Zoraida Luis from Soufriere. Ticket outlets, Bullseye Pharmacy and the Old Mill Cultural Center. Pricing, uncovered seating $60, covered seating $80 and sold only at the Old Mill Cultural Center. General admission at the gate $70. It's the National Miss Wop Duet Pageant on Wednesday, October 23rd from 8 p.m. at the Old Mill Cultural Center, sponsored by the Grand Bay Credit Union, the House of Lorraine, the National Cooperative Credit Union, Fort Young Hotel, and SG's Essentials all in one. You don't want to miss it. Be there.
Dominica Dominica's World Creole Music Festival in 2024, October 25 to 27. Create memories, rejuvenate, exhilarate in excitement, music and dance. Get your ticket now at dominicafestivals.com. Are you ready? Dominica invites the world to celebrate the biggest and most anticipated music festival in the Caribbean 2024, October 25 to 27 at the Windsor Park Stadium in Roseau. 3 nights, 1 stage, non-stop action. Get your ticket now at dominicafestivals.com. Dominica's World Creole Music Festival.
"18 minutes before 7, good time to remind you to tune in to National Broadcaster DBS Radio at 8 this evening for a panel discussion ahead of this year's World Creole Music Festival, which will be staged on October 25, 26, and 27. The theme of the discussion this evening is Building a Festival Tourism Economy, Challenges and Opportunities for the Dominica World Creole Music Festival. The moderator this evening is Miguel Labadie. Panelists are Sobers Esprit, culture enthusiast who has a wealth of knowledge in festivals management and music. Also Natalie Clark, former DFC events director. Karim Gis, an events manager who holds a master's degree in business administration and global economics. He's also an events promoter and events manager. We'll also have Ayodele Andrew, a seasoned professional with a passion for driving Dominica's tourism industry through its vibrant culture and festivals. Join the discussion at 8 o'clock tonight on National Broadcaster DBS Radio.